Hey guys, review time again. Yes, I know, the second video. Yeah, I know, you are very lucky. But today, I'm reviewing something that I just got in the mail, and I think you guys might enjoy it. Today, I am reviewing 5 Minute Marvel. Yes, it's from the same people who made 5 Minute Dungeon and 5 Minute One Piece. But this is the last 5 minute game that I needed in my game collection. Well, technically no, because there's 5 minute mystery, but I don't think I'm gonna get that yet. Basically, there are bosses like Green Goblin, MODOK, Red Skull, Ultron, Loki, and Thanos, and you're trying to defeat them one by one as fast as possible. Fast as possible by playing as the different Marvel heroes. You have a choice between Black Widow, Miss Marvel. If I'm shaking, I'm sorry. Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, what she's sometimes called. Squirrel Girl, Captain America, one of the Inhumans, Medusa. I don't know why she's in there, but she's in there. Hulk. Oh, sorry, I'm blocking the artwork. Hulk. The Playboy billionaire philanthropist, Iron Man. And then the last one is a twofer, Rocket and Groot. And each of them has their own corresponding deck of 10 cards. Like, let me show you Rocket and Groot, for example. And yeah, and they each have their own corresponding deck of cards. But that is not how you defeat the thing. Because there is a shared deck of cards that has different resources. Has different resources to do your battlings and everything like that. Because the bosses are not the one things that you had to defeat first. In a matter of time, you have to defeat these, which are minions, which are different enemies, like there's Claw, there's Claw, King the Conqueror, Corvus Glaive, Doctor Octopus, Superior Spider-Man, Doctor Octopus, Mysterio, Absorbing Man. I think he's one of the Wrecking Crew actually. Abomination, Venom. There's an Ultron Sentry in here, which is pretty neat. Crossbones, Dormammu, Stiltman. I don't know who that is. I really don't know who that is, but it says an evil Ant-Man, so. Bob, Mandarin, Enchantress, The Wall, which is a very deep cut Spider-Man villain. Shocker! Come back here, Shocker! Shocker! Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Shocker! Some Granny, Arnim Zola, Bullseye, Fing Fang Foom. Now that one is an interesting one. Kingpin, the Leader, Vulture, the Hand. Yeah, the Hand. Even though the Daredevil and Elektra isn't in here, but that's cool. There's the Wrecking Crew. Electro, Taskmaster, Sandman, J. Jonah Jameson, Yeah, I don't know why he's in a villain, but he's there. The Wizard. The Spot. That's pretty neat. I don't know who that is, but that's some neat artwork. AIM, since MODOK is in here. Hydra Agents, makes sense. The Destroyer. It has the same sort of design as the first Thor movie, which is quite nice. The Chitauri, the same design from the Avengers movie, which I think this came out when the Avengers came out. The Hood. And the Dark Elves. But that is not all the villains that you have to defeat, because there's also these things clouding the deck, the crisis cards, and these actually show you what that you do. They punish you. Like if you wanted to draw 2 cards, you had to discard 2 cards. You had to discard all your cards with a shield, and they're nasty. They're all nasty cards. And the game is very, 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 very simple and very intuitive. You're trying to defeat the boss as fast as possible. And are we going to defeat the boss as fast as possible? I don't know. Because I honestly do not know. Because you have a certain select of cards, and you have to try to defeat your villain as fast as possible. But if you don't have the corresponding thing, you just discard a card and you get a new card. And if you don't get the resource, you could just keep on doing it until you ran out of cards. Well, this is a shared deck. This is all a shared deck, so you basically have to give each people a certain amount of cards in each deck, and you could draw from the shared deck, which the hand size is 5, so you could get like 3, and you could get a card, 2 cards from your hero deck. And you cannot replenish it until the villain is defeated. And if the villain is defeated, you could just shuffle your cards again and try to defeat the next villain. It is all a doozy. It is a doozy. Because you are trying so hard to try to get the villain as fast as possible. I don't think it's possible to defeat all of these in a matter of time. It could be possible. Also, playing with the you could play with a timer, but I don't recommend playing with a timer. Well, you could play with a timer, but I don't play with a timer because it's so stressful, and you're just basically trying to defeat it as fast as possible for the sake of beating it as fast as possible. Oh. And then the rule book will tell you every single thing, what the resources do, and how your heroes work, crisis cards, etc., etc. But sadly, this game is out of print and cannot be found anywhere. So if you want a game with an IP, get the one that's get the one that is been available right now. You just get the One Piece one. A 5-minute One Piece space. It's basically a different game. It is a different game, but you're trying instead of defeating bosses, you're trying to defeat the. Hold on, let me show you. I don't need to show you the hero decks, because the hero decks are. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll show you one of the hero decks. See, like, here's Luffy, and Luffy has, symbols like like a punch and everything like that, and each have their own action cards, and you shuffle these and you're trying to get 5 cards. But instead of, you know, minion cards and etc, you got, I need to fix a little bit of that. Instead you got challenge cards, and when you defeat the challenge cards you get and you get like the quest icon. Very simple. But instead of defeating bosses, see, like here's like characters from the Straw Hat Crew. See, here's Chopper, here's Usopp, here's Nami, there's Luffy, there's Zoro, and Sanji. And see, like, there's different islands, and what that different islands is basically a scenario that you're trying to defeat this whole thing and then beat the boss in the end. And if you do that, you beat an island, and you could do it again. You could do it all. You could defeat all of the islands at one, or you could just beat one island and just hope for the best. I mean, you could do it again and again and again, but what good would that do? So you could do it. I'm not saying you couldn't. And then, but instead, the whole different thing is that you have the Going Merry, and you could put resource cards on here, and you could share everything. It's the game is just tons of fun. You're trying to defeat everything as fast as humanly possible. As fast as humanly possible. But I recommend any of them, even Dungeon. Dungeon you could easily find on Amazon. One Piece and Dungeon you can find on Amazon. Marvel, no, Marvel's out of print, sadly. But I think they will reprint it sooner or later. But oh, and Mystery, you could get Mystery 2, which is basically a card game version of Clue. And you're trying to find a suspect. But that is my reviews for today. If you want me to review anything else, just let me know. Salute, degenerates.